Hello! Hello, my heroes and villains. It is me, the ever illustrious Saucius Grand, and we are here today to begin Final Fantasy X. One that I know is well loved by many and all, including me. That said, similar to how it was with Arch Milko, I long ago watched the Super Best Friends play this game. I know the broad strokes of it, I know most of the characters, but I don't remember everything, and I have never played it myself. So this is going to be my first real experience with Final Fantasy X. I've played most other Final Fantasies. Which dub though? I don't know if I've chosen that. I will be playing it in English. I don't want to read things constantly. But yes, we are going to get jiggy with it in what I know is one of the most beloved Final Fantasy games there is. What is the difference between standard and expert sphere grid? Is expert just you can go anywhere and take on anyone's if you want? Because I'll just stay standard for at least for this playthrough. If that's the case. Get good, that's the difference? I see. I feel like you can't go wrong with standard. Expert, everyone starts at the same spot. Okay, we're just gonna go standard then. So expert is literally you can turn anyone into anything. But yeah, I'll go standard then. Oops. Right. My B and A buttons are switched. I may need to fix that at some point. Ooh. Do we want arranged or original? I don't know the difference. I mean, they both sound good. This sounds like it has more. But I know the music is important for Final Fantasy X. So if anyone in chat has opinions, let me know. Where's Haru? Haru's the one that should make this decision for me. She is away on Discord, so I shall not. This is the HD remaster, yes. And despite you being able to see my mouse, this is actually, I have this on Steam. It's real, it is not emulated. I'm just gonna go with arranged. Play the arranged soundtrack. Sure. Look, it's a sword and a blitzball and Yuna's staff. Blitzball. There they are. There's the whole cast. See, I guess it doesn't matter that I know everyone, because it does actually show you everyone right at the beginning. Because I know that this takes place, this part is like halfway through the game. You start the game in media res. Does she have heterochromia? Or is it just lighting? If she does, that's something I never knew. This is a really interesting tone setter for the game. Because this is like a very, very somber scene. Everyone just like almost defeatedly sitting around, their weapons in the ground, overlooking a destroyed cityscape. I actually don't fully know what this is. I don't know if this is Xanarkand or not. Do not answer that. But this is just a really, really good tone setting for the game. Similar to how like Final Fantasy VII throws you right into the bombing run. I guess bombing run's a bad... The terror
Listen to
attack.
my story.
Okay.
This may be our last chance.
How's the volume, by the way? Volume good? Music good? Volume for voice good?
Gotta be more careful.
Gotta be more careful! I also have to real quick, because I'm never going to. Let's actually, once. So, problems I have in some video games that this one has. Please let me access settings right away. Don't just give me a load screen, a new game screen. Let me settings early on the title screen. I want to know if there are control settings, because I don't like A and B being switched. I'm on Switch controls right now. Okay, you are just fading in here. Cool, there's ghosts. Got it. Oh! The, like, beginning of, or the, like, what would this be? The, like, street music is a prelude, remix. Oh, that's really nice. Hello, children. I will sign your Blitzball.
No problem.
I'm cool. Oh, yes, I will be. I'm not going to change anyone's names.
Alrighty.
Me too!
Okay.
Take it easy.
Blitzball. I will potentially try out Blitzball.
Of course.
It is possible that we will get to a point that I will do Blitzball.
Nothing to worry about.
I make no promises either
If I
way.
score a goal,
I'll fight ya!
this. That will mean it was for you, okay?
I bet someone would fight Titus.
What seat?
He's blocking the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
Titus is so actually different
Well, gotta go.
than
Here
other
for me.
Final Fantasy protagonists.
2, 3...
They're almost all fairly
Then teach us after.
Maybe.
somber's
tonight,
not the right word, but like serious.
You can't tonight.
Even Zidane.
I mean.
No, I guess
tomorrow.
Zidane actually is the same kind of character as Titus. Titus just goes a little further with it. Titus is a very like flirty. He's very much just like, yep, this is all for you, girls. I'm the star, and I appreciate it. The demon within me wants to say something very rude about kids, but I won't let it. Nah, fuck them kids. Throws them off a cliff. Actually, though, these are, like, probably already some of the best video game children. It's interesting, like, because the thing about it, Zidane and Titus are actually very similar. I don't dislike Zidane, but I'm not a huge fan of him. But I really do like Titus.
Home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jacked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night.
So there's rumors, obviously, about a Final Fantasy IX remake.
Coming through. Sorry.
I've talked before where I did not enjoy playing
Hey,
Final
I'm gonna
Fantasy
be
IX
late.
for various reasons.
Hey, let go of me.
There's no one touching you, Zidane. But I really do like most of the characters, especially Vivi and Freya. I think a remake of 9 would be great. I think it would help the game a lot. And if they flesh out the story and give Freya actual, like, things to do, I would be very happy with it. But yeah, Zidane's fine. I don't know, I don't like him in the same way I like Titus. Whee! It's Blitzball! Oh. This is... I did not expect metal. Hey, Auron! Who... Okay, this is the funny thing. Even if I did not know the broad strokes of the plot of this game, I would be spoiled on Auron's whole deal. Because I played Kingdom Hearts 2. Which, man, that is probably actually the best use of a Final Fantasy character in Kingdom Hearts, Auron. Auron's the coolest, and he will be in my party many times. I also do know that you can freely switch your party in this, so everyone will get used, but... Oh! Oh, wait, is it like actually... No, he's like bending and pulling and distorting everything around him. I didn't realize Sin was like... I didn't realize Sin did that. Yeah! Do it, Titus! Is this the eject shot? I don't remember. Oh, he's got missiles! I don't know what it is. The architecture of Xanarkand reminds me so much of Alexander. Like, I'm just expecting Divine Judgment to start fighting Sin. Where's Rise? Where's my Rise playing? Also, potentially problematic opinion for 14 players. Rise, fantastic song, probably one of the top songs of Final Fantasy XIV. Might be the worst song of Alexander. I think Metal and I forget the name of the first one, despite my really liking it. I think they're both better than Rise.
What are you talking about?
That said, though, like, all the three of them probably still top, like, 10 songs in FF14. So this is not me disparaging Rise at all. Exponential Entropy is, like,
It begins.
good, but it's kind of a gimmick song.
Don't cry.
It's, you know, it has, like, 10 words totally. Seeking the peace of reason, cheap in a peaceless season, reason to keep believing. Let me sleeping.
Hey, wait!
Yeah, the Brute Justice, I like regular Metal too, but the Brute Justice version of Metal is fantastic. Man, seeing this kind of thing, this is basically like Godzilla showing up at your doorstep, right? Like, seeing this, you have to have, like, there's only two things you can do. You either run as fast as you can, or you just accept it. Because if this was not super ultra plot power, there would be no fighting it. See, though, Har, we really want to get into my hot takes for FF14 music. What Angels Wake Me is in my top 3, and I know that's a very controversial statement. Hello? I don't even think there is a fight in this situation, honestly.
Take it.
Sword! It's a red version of the one that we had in the opening.
A gift from Jack.
My old man.
From Jacked? Ew, we hate him. Probably.
I hope you know how to use it.
I will do my best. Why doesn't Titus get the blitzball weapon?
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
Right. I have to. Alright, I gotta switch that. Is Orin? Oh, okay, Orin is attacking. So I will say, this is, despite having not played, I know already this is one of my favorite battle systems for an RPG. The showing you the turn order, showing you the effects of your buffing skills on it, it's fantastic, and I really wish more games would use it. Let's see. Titania's theme is good. I don't mind that one, though it has been burned into my brain. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Probably, it's just like, it's the best turn-based system because you see what your buff effects have on the turn order. They have effects. Like, you could have your characters go multiple times before another if you slow or speed correctly. I think it's just fantastic. Is Scream from the current raid tier? Because I actually still have not done it. Dedicated to Moonlight from the Alliance raid, though, is absolutely... has rocketed into probably my top 3.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
My top 3 Final Fantasy XIV song... Ooh, overdrives. Yeah. Oh, right, I have to, like, do commands. I should have actually looked at that. Weapon... I should have looked at that thing, because I don't know where... How do I overdrive? I can't go up further. Hello? I have no options to do things. Help me, what button am I supposed to press? I've literally pressed all of them. Ah! I pressed every button except left on the D-pad. That's amazing. Okay. Oh dear. Ah, okay. Well, I tried. A and B are switched. I gotta fix that. Because I don't like that. But yeah, my top 3 songs in 14 probably are Dedicated to Moonlight, What Angel Wakes Me, and, why can't I remember its name? Tsukiyomi's theme. Oh, I see. There we go. But man, there's so much good music in 14. It's crazy. Soken is a mad genius. Boom! Oh, that's Demi, right? That was what it said. So it's just doing percentile damage. Percentile damage in early stuff like this is really funny because it's the way to do it, because you'll never, like, die from it, but it looks like it's doing huge damage. It's a really good way to do it. Turn to Oblivion, Sunrise, Scream, absolutely fantastic choices. Sunrise is in my top 10 easily. It helps that it is sung by the Fripside main singer, who is also a Symphogear, but That song's fantastic. That fight's fantastic. I farmed out Suzaku on content, and man, I had fun with it. That's one of my favorite memories also, because my internet was terrible at the time. So, like, I would have everything just full stop in the middle of combat in the colors section a lot. And I would be able to do it, and other people wouldn't. And I was like, how? How am I better than you when I can't see what's going on? I miss Stormblood fights, honestly. Ooh, item. Traveler's Save Sphere. Oh, it's a save. Is there... Can I cannot menu. So I want to switch the A and B buttons.
What are you laughing at, old man? Lauren, let's get out of here.
No. I don't think you're getting out of here, Titus.
Give me a break, man.
To be fair, like, Orin, you could explain a little bit to him. You don't have to explain everything. But you're running towards a giant evil monster. Maybe a little bit would be helpful. That's a lot of enemies. And Orin doesn't get to attack for a while. Oh yeah, you can definitely feel that Orin and Titus, like, have a trust here. Because, like, otherwise, you'd have to be crazy to follow him. Ah, I see. Every time I beat one, another one comes to replace it. I mean, there is literally, like, an endless horde back there. I also like the Orin has, like, double Titus's HP.
This could be bad.
Infinite XP? I don't think so.
Knock it down.
What?
I don't think I'm getting the XP, actually. The voice... So... Final Fantasy X voice acting gets a really bad rap. There we go. Because of the laughing scene out of context. That scene in context is great, first of all. And besides that, like, the voice acting's really good. It's not the best I've ever heard, but they do a fantastic job. I hate that it gets, like, boiled down to that one scene. Because Titus right there, the way he said what is like, he's gonna do it. He believes in Oron, but he's just like, what do you mean? What do you mean hit that? Why? Come on! Yes, this was a fantastic plan, Oron. Right, exactly, Cross. Like, in the context of it, knowing what led to it, it's perfect. Out of context, I get it. It sounds stupid, but I don't know. I just hate taking... I hate taking things completely out of context and clowning on them from it. Because there's a lot of things that you can easily remove the context from, and they're just stupid. But in context, they're, like, it's perfect. Like, I mean, I clown on it too. But pretty much everything that Shiro says in... Fate Stay Night is like that. People die when they are killed is like it makes a lot of sense in context and is a very like emotional weighted line in context. Well, I love 2004's Fantastic Four Galactus. Oh, knowing the context of that also probably changes that line. As a kid, I was more enthralled that an FF finally had voice acting that I didn't care if anything seemed cringy. Yeah, no, that's totally valid. I guess...
It all begins here.
Did Crisis Core come out before or after this? Ah! Because Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus had voice acting, but I believe they both came out after, right? Yeah.
Hey. Hey!
Hello! How may I help you?
My old man?
Go down. Okay, we're floating. That was the first official voice acted Final Fantasy. Good to know. Was it? Here's the real question: was it before or after the spirits within? Oh, that sure was called the Final Fantasy Project. I can't change the camera. But just going over here? Oh, yes I am. Hello, Jekt. Oh, goodbye, Jekt.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded and then sleepy.
No, we always talk
I
about
think
spirits
I had
within.
a
It's
dream.
fantastic.
A
It's almost
dream
as good
of
as
being
Dirge of
alone.
Cerberus.
I wanted someone, anyone.
I'm not
beside
even.
me,
That one's not even
so I
remotely
didn't have to
serious.
feel alone anymore.
I do like Dirge of Cerberus, though. Where could we be? How did we get from
Anybody
Cityland to bizarre ruined world? Did we get transported into the future, mayhaps?
Hey!
Fun fact. Final Fantasy X is an isekai. I don't know who needed to hear that, but it is. Okay, can I, like, actually have a menu? There, okay. There we go. Oh, also, Haru, what is your... I did arranged. What is your opinion on, sound? Or music? Arranged or original? Alright, I cannot change it here. So I'll have to do it in DS4 Windows. Profiles. New. Yes. Controller, where are the thingies? Special options. I need to... Ah, here we go. Cross become... circle. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm not doing this. Fine, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it! Nope, don't close it. Personally original, but both are good. Okay. Do original then. I trust your opinion. Alright. Now onward into this fun, spooky cavern of darkness. I gotta say, they had to get it right because, like, the game is extremely about water. Like, water is really important to this game. But man, the water actually looks good in this game, which for the time is kind of crazy, because water in video games, still, honestly, not always great. But, like, look at the fluid effects. Look at, like, it reacting to me swimming through it. It's not the greatest, most dynamic thing ever, but it looks good. And it's moving like water. Oh. I can save the game again. I don't particularly need to, but I can. Watering games is your enemy. Well, you are a fire witch, so that just makes sense. Chest! There was something in my mind, but I don't remember what it was. Boobles! Oh, okay, goodbye! Goodbye, bridge! We're in the water again. This is a really, really strong start to this game. Because you have the, like, tone setting from the opening. Then you get, you know, you go to Xanarkand, you don't really know what it's about, but you're like, oh, this is the city. And then it's immediately, like, ruined, and you're just dropped into a ruin. It's a really strong start. I think it might actually be stronger than 7's, even. Also, I believe that Titus is just half mermaid. Are these Sahagins? They are Sahagins. These are really interesting looking Sahagins. Going back to Final Fantasy games after 14 and Sahagins just being like generic fish enemies is wild. Because like the Sahagins are so interesting in 14. And then in like every other game, it's just, yeah, they're just water enemy. Well, uh-oh. There's always a bigger fish. Punch! 10's your second favorite FF of all time. Even without having played it myself, I always take 14 out when I rank these. It is my number 2. 4 will forever be my number 1. I absolutely adore Final Fantasy 4. But, like, going into it, I know how much this game is good and how much I like it. So I can only imagine how much more actually playing it is going to make my opinion. Ten is technically my first Final Fantasy experience, in that the first Final Fantasy I'd really like had any knowledge of at all was watching the best friends play Final Fantasy X. But the first one I played was 15, and that sure was a way to start. Then I played 14, then 4. I have a lot of affection for 15, like, as an experience. As a game, it's really kind of bad. Yeah, so my full journey through Final Fantasy was watch 10, 15, 14, 4, 5, 7R. No, excuse me. Started 9, 7R.
Made it out of the frying
7
and into the
finished
freezer.
9. No, 8 finished 9, 6.
I thought I was gonna die in this place.
Yeah. I went through the numbers all over, and then 3 I play on and off.
Gotta be more careful.
No, don't make me more careful. What do I have to be careful about? The things collapsed around me, it's not my fault. I got 15 because just people were so excited about it, and after watching 10, I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna get into this series. And I did, I got into the series. But 15, launch 15 especially, sure was a time. We even pre-ordered the Final Fantasy 15 PS4, got it, played on it, had a thunderstorm fry it. That sucks.
Need fire.
My opinion on 15 is I like most of the characters. Thank you for the resub, HV Positive. I hope you enjoy your sub power. I really do actually like the characters in 15. I think the actual journey aspect of it was really good. Like, I really liked running around in the car with the guys. But there were, like, it's like nothing to really actually do. This is where it came from. Noctis's characterization, but Noctis's characterization in the main story and everywhere else is so drastically different. It really makes you not like him as much, and it's like, but he's cool mostly. I really like that he likes fishing. Examine it. He will not examine it. Oh, here we go. Ignis is really cool. Pronto is fine, I guess. And Gladio is cool. I really like Gladio's sister. I want to play 15 now with all the DLCs, with the actual finished combat, because God, was that combat, like, not good and just frustrating a lot of the time. And then the story, like, there's good there in that story, but then, like, you hit a point where it just throws you through everything with stuff just happening, and you don't really know why, and if you didn't watch the movie, you're confused on intro stuff, not as confused as you are with 13 lore. But, they tried. I think I would have liked 15 better if it was the story of Kingslave. Yeah, I can agree with that, honestly. Without being spoiled for 15 instant deaths, I'm finally meeting up with... Yeah. Well, and then you get to a point where it just becomes, like, mediocre Ocarina of Time. And I feel like there's a lot you could have done with that segment, but they just didn't. And part of that is, like, people are like, oh, well, it was in development for so long, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't actually. Oh, right, I got the flint from a different place. The game got restarted so many times. It's just so unfortunate. There's so much potential in 15, and, like, all of it feels wasted. I will hide wait. I do know that... I know how the Ignis DLC ends, and I actually really like that as a concept of, like, yeah, I did it. I fixed it. I fixed everything. Don't worry. The bad end won't happen now. For its credit, I think about 15 more than a lot of other Final Fantasies.
What do you want?
Yeah, Dad, what do you want?
It was a bad call.
Oh, never mind, it's Oran. Hi, Oran.
Your team lost because of you.
Because of me. That's not fair.
Say that.
Sometimes you need to hear that.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. 15 was never actually completed. It's in a much better state now, but it's still not great. Who are you? Why are you in my house? Get out! Go away, child! Man, you're gonna get so many Final Fantasy hot takes. I don't know actually if they're all hot, but so many of them watching me play this. 'Cause I'm just gonna talk about a lot of Final Fantasies.
Wait, don't go out on me.
Like how I think 5 needs a remake more than anything else, because the worst part of 5 has a very good skeleton, but none of it jives together. Your 4 main characters are the same character, despite being completely different people. They have the exact same personality the whole time. And Egg's Death barely exists as an entity. I was so excited for Egg's Death because of the 14 raid. And then I got... Oh, I'm gonna die. Oops. I didn't realize I was low health. Oh, good, there's autosave. But yeah, like, the characters of... Really, can I not skip this? Okay. The characters of Final Fantasy V are a chocobo hobo, a pirate, a princess, and an amnesiac king of an alternate dimension. And they all act the same in every situation.
Just hold on.
It sucks. Gilgamesh is the only saving grace of FF5. And man, Gilgamesh is really cool in it. There's a reason that Gilgamesh comes back in everything. but 1,200's probably fine. Yeah. I don't know what my full HP is actually though. I should probably like look at that. I feel like there's so much, I guess similar to 15 but different. There's so much potential in 5 and there's a lot that you can do with it. It just didn't do anything with it. I also think FF6 is a little overrated, not a lot. I just specifically feel like the second half of FF6 falls off really, really hard compared to the first half. The first half is absolutely incredible all the way, and then you get to the World of Ruin and it's like, yeah, okay, this is alright, I guess. Hi, Riku. Oh, I totally forgot about the Albed language system.
You on my side? Cool.
That's one of the coolest parts of this game, and like one of the actual reasons to replay this game is over the game you will learn the Albed alphabet, and Albed language you'll start to actually like understand it. And if you do New Game Plus, you keep all of that so you can understand the Albed from the beginning, and I find that so cool. Certain items, like grenades, have special effects when used. These items can only be used during battle by selecting the special ability used. So Riku's a chemist. Oh, she's also a thief. I didn't remember she had steel. But just Riku straight up is chemist, and that's fantastic. Chemist is great. I'm sad they didn't make chemist the healer for 14. Haha! I stole a grenade from him! I mean, yeah, she literally is a chemist, but the chemist class is so cool. I like Sage conceptually, but I so wish it had been chemist instead. I also like, there's so much you can do with it because there's so much lore for the alchemists. You could just have it be like, chemists are an offshoot of alchemists that, like, spec for combat because they were tired of pacifism. There's so much you could do. That said, Sage is cool. I do appreciate it. 14's great. Riku's the earliest way to break the game in half. Good to know, but... I remember liking Riku a lot, watching the best friends play 10. I haven't played FF10 in so long, but there's one thing that has stayed in my brain for so long. Kuno. I assume that's an Albed word.
Hey, let me go.
That was exactly, Waddle, what I wanted. I wanted Chemist to just be, like, healer with mudras, basically. I appreciate full actual languages in fiction.
Kuno,
Who knows? Did she punch him in the dick? I think she punched him in the stomach, but I like to believe she punched him right in the dick. Who knows? Airship. Man, okay. Airship Angie. I predicted that the Ragnarok was going to show up in 14. I'm mad it's named that. Should be named the Louis Swa. I don't care. Naming it Ragnarok is stupid.
Hey, that hurts.
right?
Whoa. Okay.
Point your squirt gun somewhere else.
Canis.
Canehurst? This isn't Bloodborne. Dive, swim,
Right, whatever.
run away.
Tuli Hood Kabeg?
Are they using me as bait for something? Put goggles on to
Said I
see
don't
underwater.
understand.
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You understand me?
Ow, stop hitting
All
me!
right, I'll work.
I'm trying!
Sujait. Kadufun et setedamo.
Can I kuno you? Can I kuno you in the bum? Wait, a book! I can now understand more Albed words! Y equals A. I want to know what the Albed language is like in Japanese. Because it is just kind of a cipher in English. But I wonder what it is in Japanese.
Almost forgot.
Or it might just still be a cipher to English, which makes it a little bit more unique in Japanese, but Sphere Grid is used to develop your characters by activating nodes with spheres. This is the best upgrade system in RPGs. Cursor appears. Select the thing that you want. 13 and 12 just made, like, worse versions of the Sphere Grid. Especially base 12. Oh, this is the prelude. This is the prelude remix. Okay. Select move. Number of steps a character can move is equivalent to a sphere level. S levels are gained by getting AP points, ability points, which are obtained by participating in battle. I like how, well, I never played base 12. I played the like re-release of 12, and I did enjoy it. I think it was really cool, especially that like you would unlock nodes between your two job boards. But it's definitely just like an inferior version of the Sphere Grid. And then 13's is just a more linear version of the Sphere Grid and less interesting. I like 13's. I'm still like trying to get through 13. Oh, okay. I need to pay attention to. List of spheres currently in stock will be displayed. Every sphere has a special function. For example, power spheres are used to activate strengths. Okay, so I have to have the corresponding sphere to the node. Okay, that part I didn't know about. In that, I will now say that 12's is not a straight inferior system. I imagine they're not going to be hard to actually get, though. Nodes that can be activated are the node at the character's current position and nodes directly adjacent to it. In this example, the only node that can be activated is the ability node, so only ability spheres can be used. When you place it, you'll move. Selecting the node you want will activate and the character will learn its ability. Note that one ability sphere was used in the process. Right, okay. There are some very rare. I did the traditional, the basic. I was told that expert just puts everyone at the same starting point, and I was like, nah, I'll put them into their actual things. Characters can reactivate a node already used by another character by moving it to and using the corresponding sphere. Note that locks cannot be opened at present. Another tutorial will become available. I like that, where it's like, yeah, we'll explain this later. Now that you know how to upgrade characters, let's look at the other useful features of the sphere grid. The character's current status can be displayed by pressing Y. Oh, okay. So you can see what they have. Use the information to plan how you wish to upgrade your character. In order to beat some Dark Aeons, you need Expert. Well, we'll see. Our Dark Experts are... Or Dark Aeons. Dark Expert... Dark Aeons are the, like, super bosses, right? Are they... Yeah, they're post-game stuff. I'm not super worried about that. They're not, like... They're just fights, right? They're not needed for, like, more story content. Press LB and RB. Switch between characters. Okay. Oh, I have access to Riku stuff already, or is it just giving that as a example? It's useful when you want to compare the character's stats, or you wish to quickly upgrade multiple characters. Press the back button to zoom in for a better view of the... Oh, yeah, good. Okay. Wow, it's really big. Concludes the Sphere Grid tutorial. You can complete the story without even finding out what they are. Well, because they're not in the original Japanese release, right? They were like a additional thing in the American release, I think. Empty, cheer, stats. What's down this way? Ah, there's a lock, so I can't go that way. Lancet. Okay. Where? I know Titus is big buff boy. Not buff as in, like, strong, like a buffer. Where are his haste is what I want, really. Let me see the H. Okay. Alright, well, we have to go this way for now. Okay, so these ones are free. Oh, I don't have... Do I not have more? Oh, no, I do. Okay, now I don't have any more points. Okay, cool. Alright, got it. Away with us. Okay, what am I doing?
Ancient ruins right beneath us.
Beneath us?
It's not active now, but there should still be some power left.
Yeah, I figured that, Ihorn.
And then we should be able to salvage the big prize.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's get to work.
I like that Titus is like, he is suspicious of this, but he's like, well, I'll do it. Whatever. I want to die. Follow the chain. Oh. Okay, Riku is with me. I wish I could, like, move the camera in these segments. Oh! Random battles. Right, okay. I didn't even think about that, but of course they're random battles. Did I win? I thought there were like 3 of them. What do you mean I won? Okay. It's really interesting that if I stop holding the go down button, he automatically rises up because people float. Also, can everyone just like breathe underwater in this world? You probably don't know, but you can see who goes... Yeah. I talked about that a little while ago on why it's, like, just such a good system. Follow the chain. But yeah, like, actually, can everyone just breathe underwater? The blitzball thing? But it's not a blitzball thing. We're breathing right now. And so is Riku. I mean, it is a blitzball thing also. Oh! They're not multiple enemies. The whole school of fish is a enemy. I see. I thought I was just beating enemies in one hit. I'm going to save constantly so that I don't make a fool of myself like I did previously. Titus, why are you just punching it? Why did that work? No. I assume he's actually supposed to be like pushing a button, but the depiction was clearly he's just like punching it over and over again. Hi, Riku. Oh no, fish! Man, I don't know if it's still a thing in Star Wars, but in old canon, there were like in one of the books there was an old Imperial officer who like the characters found, and he like he found a crashed TIE fighter and went to, oh, I'm going backwards, went to use it, and it's like literally describing, yeah, he just started punching it to make it work, because sometimes with how terrible Imperial technology was, that actually worked. So he just like starts hitting the console of a TIE fighter and it gets it working. It's like, man, that sounds safe. It's a shame they threw out all the future stuff in Star Wars canon. There was a lot of interesting stuff in in Legends future stuff. Luke was really cool. Jason and Jaina were great. Did Mara Jade. And they just threw it away for Rey. Oh, special. Use Grenade. Kaboom! Oh, it's running. Is it running? It's not out of range of attack? Or out of attack range. Special commands become available in certain battles. Press left on the D-pad in the command menu to access them. Oh. Ooh, wait time while recovering HP. Okay. So I can't attack it, so stand by. Can she not reach it with a grenade? Haha, she can. Nautilus charge. Ow! That was mean. Why would you do that? Go grenade. Cross. Let's steal some more grenades. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have anything. I like that doesn't... Ooh, pincer attack. I like that doesn't actually waste my turn, despite it not being available. Because in some RPGs, it would decide, yeah, no, you wasted your turn doing that. Get Ben, Aslan. What are you gonna do? Run? What are you gonna do? Run? It's not like we're in a three-dimensional space in which you could go like up or down or, you know, out the window there that you're clearly going to run out of to escape at some point. Because we're not allowed to beat the early things. Tentacles. Stop punching Riku, that's mean. Die. Yes, hit Titus, that's fine. Hey, that seemed like a kill? No? Maybe it was a crit. Okay. Fancy camera thing is definitely a kill. I can't believe it didn't run out of the open window right there. I didn't need to heal Riku. I was perfect as is. Important information. You do not heal on level up. You should always heal on level up. That is my RPG hot... I don't know if that's a hot take. I think most people agree with that. You don't gain anything on level up? The only benefit you get points to move onward is in the sphere. Okay, interesting. Oh, the light scare away the fishies. Okay, so we're, like, activating the Shinra base, right? I like the theory that 7 and 14 are in the same world because there's, like, one guy in this game... Did I say 14? 7 and 10 are in the same world because there's, like, one guy in this game whose name is Shinra. It makes absolutely no sense other than that. But I like it. It's cool. Alright, what do we got down here? Cave. Okay, there's something crashed here. Are we trying to get this out? I don't think that's gonna happen. I guess if we turn it on, maybe. Well, I believe that as the theory goes, 10 happens before 7? Okay. Oh, it starts to actually voice them. Oh, I didn't know that part.
Hey, I helped out, didn't I?
Yeah, but not enough to come inside. Beyond the cold form deck place. That's what you deserve, boy, man, child, kick thing, man, do.
Hungry.
I like Titus as the kind of character that's just like, he doesn't even say, I'm hungry, just hungry. Food now. Cold. Sad.
Right on.
Oh, look at this great eating animation. Oh no, he's choking!
Hey,
Okay. Water is not gonna actually help you if you're choking. Choking, it goes down the wrong pipe
it's 'cause you eat
section.
too fast.
Where'd the tray go? It's gone. It's just gone.
Hey,
Hi. What can I do for you?
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku.
I like Titus.
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Titus being the kind of guy that, like...
Didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance
in
to.
absolutely
Everyone thought we were a fiend.
terrible situations is still able to be
Oh, he means you.
completely cheery. Like, he's super upbeat even in this, like, terrible situation where he knows
are you
nothing
guys
that's going
anyway?
on.
We're Al Bhed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkin. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Xanarkin Abes.
I feel like
Did you
some of that
hit your head or
emoting
something?
should have been in him
You
saying
guys hit
that.
me?
This is
Oh,
true. You
Do
did
you remember
literally
anything
hit
before
him.
that?
Granted, they didn't hit you in the head, Titus. I know down there's where most of your thinking comes from, but
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkin. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light.
I mean,
I
it
just
was
said things as they came to mind.
it was more like you were being
then I
absorbed
started
into
to
something
wonder.
than you just got in the light. Like, got like spaghettified.
Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time.
I also just like
They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just
everyone.
had some kind of dream?
Everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, he's just got the sin crazies. Don't listen to him.
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
It's so funny. I love it.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago.
Maybe we
So
are
no
in
one
the
plays
future.
Blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Xanarkin.
No, you made it up
You're
from the
saying
sin
that happened
crazies.
1,000 years ago? No way.
I know the broad strokes. I know most of the actual things. I'm going to pretend to not and say like, I see. So he was teleported into the future because that is obviously the truth of what happened. Cause that's
You
fun.
said
Yeah. No, yeah.
played Blitzball?
Also because I don't know what people
Uh-huh.
are in chat, how much
you
they
know,
know,
you
so
should go to Luca.
I won't immediately say
Someone
spoilers
might know who you
anyway.
are, or
But
you might find
yes,
someone you
the going
recognize.
theory right now,
Luca?
because this is
Ah.
if I did not know things, what I would believe is that Titus got teleported into the future. And that was why he was in the ruins down there.
Okay,
Tap.
leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise.
Like Luca Blight.
You'd rather stay here?
Uh-uh.
Okay, I'll go tell the others.
I mean,
Wait
why
here.
not? As long as they like stop treating me
Oh.
as a slave, I'll
one
bet seem
thing.
cool.
Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Yeah, Evan.
Oh.
Sounds like a very punchable person. I'm not making a Suikoden 2 reference. I do not know what a Suikoden is. I know it is a video game that I know people have enjoyed, but I
Was
sure haven't played
Xanarkand
them.
some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when?
Oh, is that actually... I just know the name Luca
Yevon?
Blight. I thought that was a
Sin?
Bayonetta character,
Luca?
I'll be honest.
I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place that I can go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the
It
future?
is a name I've heard many times that I totally thought was from
No
Bayonetta.
way. Whoa, whoa.
Great. I'm glad to know I've been making a reference to something that I was wrong about for many a time. That's funny, actually. Just Kuno him. Just give Sin a good Kuno. I really like that they haven't really shown Sin at all. Like, they showed you the fragments of him, you saw a little bit of a tail thing, and then you saw a weird glorp, but, like, they're very much not actually showing him. I appreciate holding back on showing your monster, because Sin is more of a monster than even just a villain. And I just think it's really, really cool to do that. Like, just hold off of it. It's the Jaws effect, right? Where it's like,
Riku!
you don't see the monster, the shark, for, like, 70% of the movie. So when you finally do, it's much more intimidating. It's a blitz ball!
Hey, you okay?
No, I'm really not.
Hey!
Cool boy blitz time! Oh, goodbye forever, Blitzball. This is actually a really good intro to this, of like, I'm master at this sport. Let me show off to these people that know this sport. It immediately makes them think that I'm cool and not crazy.
Yo. Hiya.
Hiya papaya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
Basad, I'm assuming Besade? They'll say it at some point. It's my favorite area of FF10. This is one of the nicest area designs. The whole, like, tropical aesthetic of 10 is really, really cool. A lot of Final Fantasy, I don't think, has really done it besides, like, singular areas.
The Xanarkanabes.
What team you say again?
It's just like, this is such a
forget that.
very unique aesthetic,
I got
especially
too,
for the
close to Sin and my
the
head's all
Final
foggy
Fantasy
like.
series.
So I don't know where this place is, or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you,
I also,
but you're still alive.
it's really interesting, despite them being like, he's got the Sin crazies, right? Everyone's really accepting of it. It's like, oh, that's a thing that happens. All right, you're cool, we get it. Let's.
I'm Waka,
Hey, you lived.
coach and captain of the Besaid Aura.
Besaid, okay. You lived. That's what matters.
What? You hungry? Okay, back to the village. I get you something.
It's a really well written thing where it's like, this is just a thing that happens sometimes, and we're just happy people live. I assume there's a chest over here. Maybe not, because it is a dock. Sag. Deep sadness in my heart. Oh, I know there's gonna be chests in the area. I just, like, when I see big dead-end area, or area node, I'm like, that's gotta be... There's gotta be a chest there. And there's not, and I cry. Is that a chest? No. Fish. Chest! Man, the question is, the grand question of the Final Fantasy X-ing. Am I going to do the lightning dodging? Probably not. Not on camera, probably, if anything. Unless hard, when we get there, I will do a sub goal for the lightning. How about that? I think that's fair. Let's upgrade Titus. That is also the only actual... that's the only ultimate weapon I know how to get. What is this node? I'm gonna assume it's a power node. Oh, no, the next one is. Okay. Let's just do the... cheer, okay. Can I also use power and sphere to cheat? I can! Haha, cheating is fun! Okay. Ah! The A and B being switched gives me so much pain. Combine nodes, one in either direction. I see. You still have to move to them after, though. Gotta play a good amount of blitzball for one of them? That makes sense. Considering Waka, uses a blitzball as a weapon.
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask.
The blitzball broship.
It's true Xanarkin was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work.
Sounds good. Sounds
And then,
nice.
well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with them.
To be fair,
Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago.
I think this
Just
is
like
a
you
fair,
said.
actual
If you ask me,
reading
sins are
of
punishment
things.
for letting things get out of hand.
I think
Gets
it's
me,
like,
though,
it's the
is we
religious
gotta
aspect of
suffer
it.
'cause of what some
But
goofballs did way back when.
If a big
Of course, we
god
must always
monster
repent
shows
for our
up
sins. That's important.
and destroys, like,
It's just that
specifically
it's hard to
all the
keep at it
machines,
sometimes, you know?
I think it's fair to
It's
be like,
just
yeah,
as
maybe
Riku said.
machines aren't that good.
Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
This blitzball has no good players at all.
You
It's
from the
really
Xanarkand
funny
days,
watching
That
them.
was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
No diamonds
I
in the rough,
appreciated
they're
the fact
trash.
that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was
That's true. I heard
everything that
if
happened
like
to me.
Kassin
All
is
this
very
started with
indiscriminate.
Sin. Maybe
and
if I could find
continues
Sin
to
one more
attack.
time, I could go home.
Whereas
For
like
now,
if
I just
there
live life
were
until
no
that time
machines,
came. No more worrying about where
you'd
or
think
when
they shouldn't
I was.
attack if
Sure,
that
it was
the
hard
reason.
not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better, maybe.
All right, Titus. Now go. Let's go train with Sora for a little bit, and use the blitzball on him. Or wait, no, Waka just uses the blitzball. So I think Titus uses the sword. It's really weird that Titus and Waka are in
this
Kingdom
way.
Hearts 2. But then Auron actually went through the plot of this game. It's okay. We don't try to understand Kingdom Hearts. We just accept what it is. I'm still forever sad that Ayabrea got replaced by Aerith.
What's the big idea?
Kingdom Hearts 3 removing all of the square aspects of the series is one of the biggest bummers of it. And they recognized this and slightly rectified it in that, in the... What's it called? The Kairi sequel game. They immediately put them back in it. Phoenix Down! Good old Phoenix Down. Yes, there is a game that takes place after Kingdom Hearts 3. It is, like, I think it's a rhythm game, but it is Kairi trying to find Sora after he disappears. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it is post Kingdom Hearts 3. Come on! I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 4 is gonna get me. They pulled me back in with that Hazelnut 2 by making Xigbar important. because Zigbar is my favorite character. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna actually like pull me back in. Where am I going? Yes, I think Melody of Memory sounds right. Oh, here we go. I found it. I'm a genius. I'm the best. Praise me. Praise me in my power of going noitude. Zoom! I really do like that Waka just throws a ball at people. He throws the ball really hard and it kills them. Man, I like Kingdom Hearts. I don't love it. I got into it like, I mean, I guess I got into it before I got into most Final Fantasies, but I got into it like way later than most people. I have problems with Kingdom Hearts' way of releasing games, where they release story-relevant games on literally every platform possible. And that kind of sucks, because if you don't have every platform possible, you're going to miss extremely important story things that, going by the title of the game, you wouldn't think is important. They've somewhat rectified this with the collections, where now most of them are together under one thing. But, like, imagine, like, not having a PSP, so you never played Birth by Sleep. Like, that would be awful for understanding the story of Kingdom Hearts. It's my big actual complaint about it. I think they're mostly releasing stuff on, like, every major platform now. Oh yeah, I just used Birth by Sleep as an example because it's a big one. They're literally, name a system, there's a story important Kingdom Hearts game on it, including Japanese-only mobile gacha games that have shut down. That are, like, becoming increasingly story relevant. It sucks. It really, really sucks. I figured there'd be a chest over there. So I forget what Melody or Melody of Memory actually is on, but I want to say it's like a Switch game, which isn't, like, unaccessible. A lot of people have Switches. But Kingdom Hearts 3 was on PS4 and Xbox.
Favor to ask you.
It was on multiple platforms?
You want
Okay,
me
good.
on your team, right?
Hopefully they continue that, because we're really in an era where
A major Blitz
singular
tournament's
platform,
coming up. All the teams in Spira will be there.
third-party
So
exclusives
huge, I'm sure someone there will
are
recognize
actually,
you.
like, worse for
You can go back to your old team, right?
are worse
It'll
for
be
games
fun.
overall,
What do you
especially
say,
like
huh? Come on,
series
come on.
games. I don't think Kingdom Hearts could get away with
Sure thing.
releasing, like, just a Switch game
Our
that
team is
becomes
gonna
important
rock, eh?
later anymore. I don't think they could actually get away with it. I think people would,
I
like,
thought then that Blitzball
complain
and Sin were the only
for
two
to
things
no
that
end.
Spira and Xanarkand had in common. I wasn't too far off either.
Just put everything on Steam, or at least on the Epic Store.
This is where I was born. I started Blitz when I was 5. I joined the Aurochs at 13, 10 years ago.
23,
10
got it.
years, And we never won a game.
Oh, it's like the Jets.
After
Got
last
it.
year's tournament, I quit. Time seemed right.
Mama Slime is a big Jets fan,
So,
and it's
after
like,
quitting,
man,
I
how
got
do
this new
you
job, yeah? But every time my mind wandered, I thought about
how
the
do
game.
how do you like a team that literally
10
never
years without a
wins?
single win will do that.
My first match last year was my big chance. But something else was on my mind. I couldn't focus.
Nice excuse.
Hey!
It is very circular logic.
So, you want
He's
to win
like,
the next tournament. Go out
can't
with a bang.
focus on my job because the game was on my mind. Can't focus
So,
on the
what's our
game
goal?
because the job was on my
I don't
mind.
care how we do. As long as we play our best.
I mean, clearly you care how you do.
If we give it our all, I can walk away happy.
No. If I say, what's our goal? You say, victory. When you play in a blitzball tournament, you play to win.
These two thoughts are completely compatible and
serious?
not as opposite as they're making it seem. Also, okay. Hold on with Waka's hair. Waka's hair is cut the same length, except for the front, that he styles up into a, like, big plume. What? Why? Why? Like, the rest of the hair is the same length. It's so weird. I love it. I love stupid hair design. I don't care how stupid it is. It's great.
The one from the sea.
That's me. Hello.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the road today.
Not fiends.
After surviving your run-in with Sin, it would be a shame if something happened now.
It's called style. True.
Who are they?
Luzu and Gata, Crusaders.
I don't know what that means.
Crews of what?
What, you forgot that too?
Yeah, Sin got me good, man.
Hey, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll help you out.
Oh, I know all about the belt.
In return, come tournament time, I'll make sure we take the cup.
Nomura is a freak, man.
About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lot.
But man, Nomura is a mid at best writer, but boy can he do character design. I will never complain about a Nomura character design. He does a great job.
He saved village.
They got any food there?
We'll get you something over there later. Take a look around first.
Okie doke.
Let's see.
This
The
is a nice little
Crusaders' lodge is
village.
over yonder. Luzu and Gata are usually there.
Drop the Z's, add an L, and that's what I want to
Alright.
see.
Over here.
Huh?
Why are we whispering?
You do remember the prayer, right?
The circle.
I didn't know it in the first place, to tell the truth.
You did though, because it is a
Man, that's like
Anakin
the
thing.
basics of the basics. All right, I'll show you. Go ahead, you try.
It is interesting because he did see it in Xanarkin. The kids did it. Why'd you have to move your foot back?
Hey, not bad.
Speaking of Nomura wild
Go present
designs,
yourself to the temple summoner.
you think you got
Any
enough
blitzball player would
zippers
know
there?
that prayer. It was the blitzball sign for victory.
Ah, okay, he does know it. You think you got enough zippers here, Zidane? Or not Zidane, Titus? He's got like 2 on his pants, he's got 1 on his back that he can't reach. He's got the 1 on the front. Hello, oh, you have no pants on. How clothes you got there? Yeah? You're judging me? You're judging me for odd clothes? You got hip windows, lady. Like, why are you even wearing clothes? You're just letting it all hang out, basically. That's actually really funny. Yeah, I wasn't trying to leave. Leave me alone. I'm stealing from you guys. Face down! Man, why didn't Cloud just use a Phoenix down on Eris to bring her back to the life? The answer is because items in gameplay and items in not gameplay are different.
Go present yourself to the temple summoner before we eat, yeah?
Yeah. It is interesting though, like, one of the things that really annoys me, Fire Emblem does this a lot. I am going to steal these. Sinstruck, Besaid Village, more times than I can count. After this house I got hit, I guess the owner just let it be. Cool, I'm gonna steal these. I hope this isn't like Chrono Trigger, where they know what I'm doing. But yeah, Fire Emblem does this a lot and it annoys me, where it's like, oh no, our healing isn't working! Oh no, this person dies now! It's just like, but heal, like, they're fine. They have, like, a stab wound. You've healed this before. Why isn't it working now? Ooh. What is this for? Oh, okay, this is just... That's just if you forgot things.
Hey, you! You were attacked by
This is
Sin,
one
right?
FF gamer that tried
Recently,
using Phoenix
was it?
down in the cutscene.
I
Really?
think so.
I actually... What,
So,
which
Sin
one is
can't
that?
be
I don't
far,
remember
right?
that.
You're not hiding anything, are you?
Why would I?
If Sin's nearby, it'll attack the island for sure. But it hasn't. I wonder why.
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything. To tell the truth, I don't even know what the Crusaders are.
You're kidding, right?
It was
Sin.
5?
Toxin.
Oh, I actually totally
Gotta
do remember
tell
that,
him who we
actually,
are.
yeah.
Yes, sir. The Crusaders are sworn to
Yeah, they
battle
really
Sin.
tried to
We
bring
have
him
chapters
back.
throughout Spira, accepting all who wish to join our struggle. The hero Mihen formed the Crusaders 800 years ago as the Crimson Blades. Later, our ranks grew and we called ourselves the Crusaders. We've been fighting Sin ever since.
Good for you.
What? You've been fighting 800 years and you still haven't beat it?
It is very
We've
powerful.
steered Sin away from towns many times. And that's all we can do.
Yeah, honestly,
Nobody's
that's
ever been able to
that's
defeat
still a victory.
it. Our mission as Crusaders is to protect the
If
temples,
Godzilla's
towns,
coming to your
villages, and
town and you're
people
able
of
to,
Spira.
like, just be like, no, Godzilla,
So, then
go
whose job
away,
is it
that's
to
a
defeat
victory.
Sin?
Is Sin's toxin really this bad, sir?
It does seem rather bad. We could just tell you, but I think it better for you to try and remember.
I actually really
Okay,
like
tell
this as
Perhaps Yevon will help you.
a way to
regain
not
your
tell
memory.
you everything right away and have you experience it naturally. Because, like, they're looking at a situation where it's like, wow, these are, like, basic things that everyone should know. We shouldn't just tell you. Try to remember it, try to get the sin toxin out of you. Try to get the sin brain gone. So we're not gonna tell you everything. I actually think it's the whole concept of the sin toxin, the sin brain, is really well done. It explains away a lot of things, like having to explain things to Titus. It gets rid of weirdness of it, and it also gives you reasons to not tell things that maybe you should be told. It's a really good narrative device.
It was then, standing in that place. I began to realize how different this world was from my own.
Yeah, this is very not Xanarkand. Yeah, I do really like that of the modern prayers, the old Xanarkand Blitzball symbol. It shows a lot of things. One, it shows that, like, assuming we are in we have been sucked into the future, it shows that people have forgotten the original meaning of things.
10 years have passed since Lord Braska became my summoner. And finally, we receive a statue
but
for
it's
our
still something that people do, and it makes sense seeing
What's
something
a high summoner?
like that evolve as a religious thing.
I got too close to Sin's toxin.
Again, just like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. But because it's like this was an important
It was funny hearing
cultural.
myself make the same excuse over and over.
This was an important
Funny
cultural
and a little sad.
gesture
The summoners
that
are practitioners of
maintained
sacred
throughout
arts,
time,
sworn
but
to protect
completely
the people of
changed
Yemen.
its meaning.
Only a chosen few become summoners.
It's a
who
really,
call forth
really
entities of great power,
good
the Aeons.
world-building
the Aeons hear our
aspect.
prayers and come down to us.
Because
They
it
are the
shows
blessing of Yemen.
what was important to people, what maintained,
So
what
he
they
meant
lost, and how they lost
was
it.
that we
'Cause
should respect some
Blitzball
kind
is
of
still a
great
thing,
man or
the
something like that,
prayer
I
is
figured.
still a thing, but they're completely separate from each other now. So it shows that the importance of Blitzball has almost completely gone away. Obviously, it's still here, it's still a popular sport, but an aspect of Blitzball was taken into the religion, and no one remembers that it was originally part of Blitzball. The blessing of Yevon guide you to health, friend. Thank you. That's really good world building. There's a book. Is it an Al Bhed book? Probably not, because these people don't like Al Beds. Only sworn guardians may approach the... Okay. Pray hard and the toxin will surely release its grip on you. Oh, okay, I was just coming in to see him. Now I'm going back to Waka. You'll find a puzzle in Besaid later. You want to complete it the first time you're there? Okay.
Sorry, man. No time for lunch yet.
No, but you told me there'd be
Take a nap.
food.
You look pushed.
Okay, that's actually valid. Let's take a nap. Now, and also, Titus deserves a nap. Think of
You
like
could at least
everything
go see how they are doing.
has happened. He got
Can't
sucked
interfere.
into a
It's
new
a rule.
world. He got
But
he had to fight a bunch of fish. He got kidnapped by the Al Bhed. Sin showed up at the Al Bhed. He was attacked by Sin and
it's
thrown
been
off the Al Bhed ship and washed up on the coast.
Perhaps you could go look for us.
People are searching for him now.
Thank you.
Hubban disappeared.
Who cares whether he comes back or not?
Tiny Titus.
But he might die.
Who cares? That sucks.
Fine, let him.
Do you hate him so?
Yeah, he stole my girlfriend.
But if he dies, you'll never be able to tell him how much you hate him.
That's such a stupid, awful thing to tell a kid. Like, no, you should hope he lives so that you can tell him how much you hate him.
Waka?
Waka waka. I guess so, like, it actually does make sense to tell a kid that, because, like, kids understand... They understand the emotion that they have, but they don't understand why they have it, or it's, like, beyond its surface meaning. So you kind of have to tell them stuff like that, and where it's like... I mean, I actually don't know the full history of Titus Inject. But where it's like, nah, you gotta hope he comes back so you can tell him you hate him. To avoid having to explain why
Is something wrong?
he shouldn't,
Summoner
you
hasn't
should
returned
want him
from
to
the
come
trial.
back.
Eh?
Well, apprentice summoner, really.
Is this Yuna or is this somebody else?
There's a room in there called the Cloister of Trials. Beyond is where the apprentice summoner prays. If the prayer is heard, the apprentice becomes a
Okay,
fully
this
fledged
is
summoner.
gonna be.
Remember?
This is gonna be Yuna.
So someone is in there somewhere and they haven't come back out. Right, I got it.
A day's already gone by.
Oh, I know Jecht is a massive asshole.
Is it
That's
particularly
definitely
dangerous
the
in
the
there?
one thing that I know about
Sometimes,
him.
yes.
Why don't you go in and help?
There's already guardians in there. Besides, it's forbidden.
Oh, Titus.
Hey, but what if something
No.
happens? What if the summoner dies?
Then they failed.
The precepts must be obeyed.
Like I care.
It's okay. I'm sin-brained. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
No, you think it might not have been a good idea to go into a religious to defy religious ordinances inside the religion temple? The Cloister of Trials. Those who seek to learn of Yevon's secret arts are tested by the Cloister of Trials. Find the right way and you will be taken to the Chamber of Faith. Examine objects with B to open the way. Okay, not this, I guess. Okay, up. Okay. Vlom. Okay, now this is active. And I probably have to put in that code, which is fairly simple. It is also the first one, though. Oh, okay, no, it just, I do that, find the door opens. Okay. You must use a sphere to go any further. Glyph spheres open the way to the Chamber of the Faith. Destruction spheres open the way to hidden treasure. It seems that Besaid spheres are also necessary. Okay, so we gotta find some spheres. Oh, I have a sphere. I removed the glyph sphere. Can carry only one sphere at a time. Okay. So I have to either put it in the correct spot or there'll be like, here, hold this sphere for me. You see a sphere-shaped recess. Okay, so we need a sphere for that. Yep, here's the sphere holding device. Can't go through there yet. This music's banging, though. It's really... How would I explain it? It's a really good... like, mystery... unknown puzzle room theme. It has an air of mystery to it, while also being just fun to listen to. Touch symbols! It fits the atmosphere really well. I found a Besaid sphere. I will take the sphere. Put sphere here. Oh, okay, so this does actually do stuff. Now, if I... Oh, these move. Okay. Move the pedestal to set with the sphere to the... Okay. If you move it improperly, step on the shining glyph to return the pedestal to its original place. Now, if I take the sphere out, will everything close? I didn't mean to take it out. No, okay, so it is still open. Push! Oh, all the way into the floor. Aren't you supposed to not be in here?
Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here.
Okay, so I'm a guardian now.
It's a tradition, very important.
So what about you?
Me? I'm a guardian.
He did say he has an actual job.
A guardian?
Wait, no, I want that item, though. Don't teleport me somewhere. No! No, there's a glowy! No, go back!
To pray at every temple in Spira. Guardians protect them. The Guardian's in there now. One of them's got a short fuse, and who knows what the other's thinking.
I assume
Well,
Kimari's the
how did
one
we
with the
come this
short
far?
fuse.
Might as well go all the way.
No, there's an item! Go back! There's also the other wall that I didn't open. Oh, okay, well, we're stuck here now.
What are you doing here? Didn't think we'd be able to handle it.
No, it's,
Hi, Lulu.
it's
Hi,
just...
Kimari.
See, I told you she gets mad easy.
Oh, okay. Lulu's the one that gets mad easy.
Is the summoner all right?
Who are you?
That's a very valid question. Pretty lady. The best reason to go on a world-ending demolishing quest. Wow, you look like you're about to die. Maybe someone should, like, get ready to catch her. Good job, Kimari. Kimari, the worst blue mage in all of existence. Man, okay. This is still, like, this animation is still really good. Especially knowing when it came out. But, he's like... It's, like, so uncanny valley. Right?
Man, was I surprised.
It still looks really good, especially knowing this is on the PS2. But it's very uncanny valley. I think that's part of why you look at, like, 7R. Damn it. I'm assuming, was that what you were talking about, Ihern? You look at, like, 7R, where they steered into, it's realistic, but still anime. Right? They didn't go full, like, realistic where they tried to do in this.
What? Ow!
What actually, what
this.
was actually in
I
there?
can't
Like,
see
was it
anything.
anything of actual importance?
Ready?
Okay.
Kinda? Great. Oh well. Wonder when my last autosave was. I just being like, that butt though. Grant, I don't know how much of her butt you can actually, like, really look at in that skirt. Oh! Here they are. Alright, so. I know that you can name the Aeons. I'm going to name them after people. Who wants to be this one? Haru, yours is already reserved for Ifrit. Who wants to be the boy? Oh, maybe Chama should be Ifrit. Haru, do you want to, Haru gets to pick who she gets to be. Haru gets to pick. Who do you want to be,
I've never seen
Haru?
anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
I will say, Yojimbo stays Yojimbo. Probably, maybe. I don't know, actually. I'll maybe have to decide that. There we go. Alright, who are we making this one? I love the... I genuinely love the, like, menu selecting noise in Final Fantasy as a whole. You want to be Shiva? Okay, Ifrit will be Chama then. So who are we making Veil for? If you do all the trials and get the treasure in them, you get an Aeon later. Got it. Oh, yes, I actually do know. I do know that. I know who it is. Are there any suggestions of who does no one want to be Veil for? I mean, we can just make them Sapensi Iharn has suggested. Okay. Hello? Oh. If someone says they want it before I put in Sapensi. Oop. You want to be the zebra? We shall see then. I should probably also reserve one for Izu, but we'll see. Okay, Sapensi.
That night, we talked for the
Veil
first
for.
time. I didn't know it then, but after that night, everything changed.
Gotta be here.
For everyone.
Gotta be here on the night
me.
we get that Aeon to participate in it. It's incentive for you continuing
Let me introduce you to the team.
watch. I forgot
guy here wants
Bahamut
into the
was a
tournament so
summon
bad,
in
I
this.
let
I
him
might
on the
do
team.
that. But what if
His memory's a little
what
fuzzy,
if Bahamut
so don't mind him if he
Bozana?
says anything odd. Come on, say hi.
I'm not going to actively reserve things for other people. I wanted I wanted to save one for you though, Haru, because
hi,
like
guys.
you're passionate about this and like the
So what's
part of the
our
reason
goal?
I'm playing this now.
To do our best. Nope, we got a new goal now.
We're gonna
Our
win.
New goal is victory. To win every match, defeat every opposing team.
First time your
Bring
average
the
player hits the
Crystal Cup
damage
back
cap
to
is
our
usually
island.
when you get Shiva.
That's all we need to do to win. Easy, huh?
What's on the way? Victory! 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 Victory!
Victory! Victory! Victory! Victory! Victory!
Victory!
I'll fight ya!
Let them fight me! Fight them! They're dumb and lame. Stupid. Hi, pretty lady.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner!
No.
You're a bad man!
I did my best.
Be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with.
Was it? I mean, you did your job, actually.
Yuna.
Hi,
Thank you
Yuna.
so much for your help earlier.
Hi.
I'm sorry about that.
When was the last time I
Wasn't
normal
that-
saved?
Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
Yeah, but you did it. My going in... Titus's going in there actually had no effect on
I saw that
anything
Aeon thing.
other than now
That's
showing
amazing.
that, like, he cares about
Really?
Yuna.
Do you think I can become High Summoner?
Sure. I don't know what that means. I'm sinned up.
Come play with me some more.
So,
Also, man, like,
tomorrow, then.
just going up to a random guy and be like, yeah, hey,
We're going on the
you
same
think
boat,
I
aren't
can
we?
be the High Summoner, random man I've never met
can
before?
Talk more.
Huh.
One thing I really know about
We can
Yuna
Tell me all about Xanarkand.
Okay, how do you know about that?
She's cute, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't get no ideas.
No promises there,
Personally,
big guy.
I would prefer Riku,
Hey, but what if she, like, comes on to me?
Titus is full. There's not
That's
even a
not going to
question
happen.
in this game
If you get
of
tired, let me know.
romance
I had a
ability,
bed
so
made
I'm
for
just
you.
gonna gun for Yuna. I know there are, like, quote-unquote romancing scenes where if you talk to certain people first, you'll get, like, actual affection points with them. I'm not going to... I'm not gonna, like, cheese that. I will probably just go for Yuna. Because... canonicity. Oop. I can't even check to load the game.
Stay
away from the summoner! Yeah, sure, let's sleep.
Good. Sleep tight.
Man, meanwhile, I look at FF8 and I'm just like... Renoa's okay. Kistis is right there, though. She's right there, though, and clearly into you. You made the wrong choice. You made, in fact, in my opinion, the worst choice of the girls in that game. She does fire a dog like a cannon, though, and that's pretty pog.
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
Compared to Kistis, yes, Renoa is just okay.
Would you
1, Kistis has glasses, always great. 2, she's a blue mage, already puts you up there, like that's a 10 already. 3, look at her.
Oh, hey,
I also just have a personal enjoyment of Selfie.
He did.
I'm not bad-mouthing Renoa, but she's definitely worst girl in the game to me.
You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball. Oh, what's the matter?
Oh no, I'm a child again.
Gonna cry again.
I like FF8 a lot. I think it was really good. Oh no, he's stolen both of my girlfriends. No, FF8 is great. I love FF8. I think
Speak loudly.
it has really weird, like,
I hate you.
pacing of its romance, where, and part of this goes into the translation.
You can do it.
Because I've seen translation, what the translation actually, like, should be, especially with a lot of Squall's characterization. But it goes from, like, Squall not wanting anything to do with it, and everyone pushing him towards doing it, to Squall wanting to go for it, and everyone being like, no, you shouldn't do it, hold back. It's a really unfortunate thing that I think has more to do with translation than anything else.
Yeah, but
Squall's characterization, I understand it completely, but I think it gets kind of... his characterization gets kind of butchered.
No more. Enough.
FF8 is definitely not the only FF with a happy ending. It is the most, like, conclusively everything is now fine ending, probably. But 4's ending is relatively happy. They fix stuff. And we're not going to talk about the after years.
Who's Chapu?
7's is not.
Chapu.
7's is bad, actually. 7 ends in a bad ending. Especially looking at stuff going forward into Advent Children.
Fought Sin last year.
6?
He didn't make it.
6 has a good ending in that you already got the bad ending and made, like, stopped it from being continuously bad.
Revenge, then?
5 has a good
that
ending.
Was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother.
9 has a good ending.
Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full time.
I actually don't fully know the context of 10, so I'm not going to judge.
But I'm not.
Don't worry. I mean...
12's ending is objectively good. It's like, yeah, we did it. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna go off and be space
Help
pirates.
me out, you know? What I mean is... Thanks, Waka.
Or happy ending, not good ending. I was using those interchangeably.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
We will, by the way, be playing... I'm gonna go straight from 10 into 10-2, which I have no context of anything for 10-2. I'm hesitant on 10-3 stuff. Specifically, there are rumors of 10-3 being in development. I know what happens. I do, I guess, know the very end of 10-2, but I know none of the context around it. 10-3, the novel after 10-2, is absolutely wild, and boy howdy. I want to load my game. Do I have to, like, actually close the game to load it? Okay. We don't talk about 10-3 rumors. I hope 10-3... I would love 10-3 just not acknowledging that novel at all. Oh, you know what's fun? Kicking a blitzball, exploding, and dying, and having your head fall on your girlfriend's lap is the beginning of the game or story. Dude, that one's so bad. Crazy. If I mash through everything, I can do this fast. It really sounds like fan fiction. Like, you read that shit is fan fiction. But it's written by the author of 10 and 10 too. That's the craziest part. Can I really not skip anything? Oh, this sucks. I didn't want to believe it when it first came out, and Cross was like, no, it's by the author. I was malting. I remember when I first found out about that by,
standing in that place.
I'm glad it is right here, though. I thought it was going to be further, go. If it was any further back than this, I would not have redone it.
I began to
I
realize
first heard about the 10-3 novel when I was listening to this, I don't know if it was an old Super Best Friends podcast or if it was Castle Super Beast, but either way, I remember vividly I was in the Tonberry Cavern of FF8 as I'm listening to this, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
10 years have passed since Lord Braska became High Summoner. And finally, we receive a statue for our temple.
Oh,
It's so wild. It literally... the 10-3 novel, like, spits on 10-2. 10 and 10-2 is how I feel. But they're written by the same author, and it's like, wild. How do you do this?
It was funny hearing myself make the same excuse over and over. Funny, and a little sad.
The summoners are practitioners.
Yes, I learned this already.
Sworn to protect the people of Yevon.
Man,
only a chosen
old games where you can't skip things.
Entities of
unfortunate.
Power, the Aeons. The Aeons hear our prayers and come down to us.
I don't even think he's spiteful of the fans. I think he just thought that this would be cool.
What he meant.
And was wrong. Oh, I agree.
We should respect some kind of great men.
Cross the context of most of the game being a reminiscence by Titus and him like going through what happened to the, and because they show you it at it's the title screen, it's the opening, and having it be him narrating everything, it's really well done. Like, the KH writers openly said that he favors Xehanort and doesn't like Sora and thought he should have lost. Okay, so...
Sorry, man.
I hate what they did with Xehanort. So, in Kingdom Hearts 1 through Birth by Sleep, Xehanort's goal was to restore things to the original world because things were broken. He was very much a character of, I'm doing evil for a greater good. And then in 3, they decide, no, I'm Komaida, actually, and I was becoming the great darkness to bring out an even greater light! It's so stupid. It's such character assassination. Overlord's author saved someone because of Pohl in the web novel and just was so mad over it that not only wrote some wild things in the web novel for her, he just straight up gave her no choice but death in the light novel. Wait, who? Is that for... I would imagine either Clementine or the girl in the party he was with, right? That's interesting. I will say, the Overlord author, as much as I really like Overlord, the Overlord author kind of hates their own series. They really want to be done with it. But it's popular and makes money.
Why don't you go in and...
There's already Guardians in...
Hey, but what if something happens? What if the summoner dies?
A precept...
Like...
I can't wait till I fuck this up again.
Maybe.
Right, well, luckily, we can smash through all this. Let's take about a minute. The craziest thing about Overlord to me is there's a... let's call it a fan H game, because that's what it is. And that, like, recaps, but makes the Overlord story a harem story, where you can get it on with various characters. It did a lot for me actually liking Overlord, surprisingly. It's really interestingly done, and there's a lot of alternate, like, oh, this character lived, actually. It's almost the story of the Boruto author when the original Naruto author... That's so funny. The Boruto author wanted... And I don't necessarily disagree with, like, killing off characters from the previous thing, right? Where it's like, oh, well, okay, Naruto doesn't have to live, but there has to be a reason beyond, I want to kill them. The blonde that was in the party that invaded the tomb, in the web novel they voted to save her, he made her Shaltier's pet. She became her pet, and it's Shaltier. That's not actually that surprising. Shaltier is wild. Is that not? Oh wait, that probably makes this active, maybe. No? Okay, what am I actually doing for item here? Am I bringing it up? Bringing it up to here. Hi, Sapensi. Sapensi, you were voted to become the first Aeon. Oh, I'm gonna have to rename it Sapensi. I mean, her creative through fetish. Yeah, again, it's Shaltier. This is not particularly surprising. Okay, maybe do I have to get the item that was in that room? You have not been summoned yet. Technically, we are back before you were named the Aeon, but we'll get back there. Yeah, I don't know. I like Overlord a lot. The characters and the world are really interesting, but it's just, the author really does not like it that much. He definitely does not want to write it anymore, and you can feel it by, he's like, yeah, it's ending in like 2 more novels. Oh, that's just the reset button. Oh, I can take the orb back. Okay. I thought I couldn't take it out of the door. So I can. And the door doesn't close. Okay. I get that he doesn't want to be trapped by it, but it really feels like he's just rushing through it at this point. And that hurts. The destruction of the the most recent arc, the destruction of the kingdom, I think it was done well, but it definitely felt rushed and unfortunate. I like all the events that happened, but I wanted them, like, fleshed out better. Hey, Rod of Wisdom. Okay. Contain hidden items by using the Destruction Sphere. But now that he's gonna be wrapping up, like, half of the world in, like, 2 to 3 novels. And that just sucks. So that was what I was getting, right, Aharn? That was what I was here for. There's not something else I need to get. Okay, cool.
Hey! It's gotten into you. Hey, it's okay.
I'm sure he'll keep writing.
Apprentice summoners,
I think he just doesn't want to write this series anymore.
It's a tradition. Very important.
At least...
So what about you?
I don't know what's worse. Me? Having a situation like that, where...
A guardian?
The series ends, maybe not in the best way. Or... the situation with Black Bullet, where the author was bullied so much he just decided to quit writing in the middle of an arc. The most recent Black Bullet novel was the first of a 2-part story. And because the anime came out next to Attack on Titan, and people kept saying, oh, you're just copying Attack on Titan, or it came out the next season. He just got bullied so much and got so much hate.
What are you doing here? That
he just was like, yeah, okay, I'm done writing, actually. I'm opening a family restaurant, and it's apparently doing really, really well. Well, that's different, Sabensi, but yeah. Oh, yeah, what was that? What was it? Act age?
Is the summoner all right?
Right? Because the joke was he sure didn't act his age. But that's happened to more than one. There were a bunch of like, God, I don't know that it was quite a decade ago, but around then, nothing, Waddle. I went back to get an item, so we're technically back in time. I used to read everything coming out of Jump, and there were some really high potential stories that just got canceled, and it sucks. Hungry Joker is the one that I constantly lament. And they ended it at least with like, and so things will continue. There was another one, Takamagahara, which basically skipped to the end of the series. And then there's also situations... Soul Eater is one of the most unfortunate, I think. Because Soul Eater is a very popular series that had an alternate not a bad ending, a worse ending in the anime,
Man,
and
was I
then
surprised.
the manga got
And here I was thinking
canceled
summoners were
and
all
rushed right at
geezers.
the end, and so they basically didn't have an actual ending. And it just, damn you, Square Enix! Because, by the way, it was Square Enix that canceled Soul Eater, because it was in their monthly manga.
What?
Fire Force is wild.
Wait till you see this.
I can't see anything.
Soul Eater Not was so good! It upsets me. Stuff like series getting canceled and ending poorly not by the fault of the actual author is just so unfortunate. You still like Soul Eater or Fire Force? Because I still like Soul Eater a lot. The ending was fine, but it clearly wasn't what they wanted. I loved Soul Eater Not so much. I liked it more than regular Soul Eater. And then it's just gone. Gone forever. I still like it, though. I will still forever enjoy it. I'm honestly surprised Bleach never got canceled, and was able to go on for as long as it did, because back when Bleach was in its, like, final arc, back when I was reading Jump constantly, and, no, this has nothing to do with quality, Haru. I was specifically so into Jump that I, like, read the rankings every week. Bleach was consistently
I'd never seen anything like
bottom
it in my life.
of the rankings.
Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel
like it was
a
just like
strange
kind of crazy that like they kept
from it.
being able to continue when other things were getting canceled around it. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay, cool. I can just supposed to be. Or A, but... The Pansy.
I remember, that night, we talked for the first time. I didn't know it then.
Can you be Yojimbo?
But after
We
that
will
night,
see when I get to
everything
Yojimbo.
changed.
If one, I
For
might just
everyone.
leave Yojimbo.
For me.
But I am making a rule. Besides the two that are now reserved for Haru and Chama, you have to be there in the stream and be the first one when I say things to
so don't mind
be.
him if he says anything
I will
hard.
actually probably
Come on,
just
say hi.
make a redeem for future ones that if I say like okay,
hi, guys.
and now if you want to be this Aeon, redeem this,
So
and whoever
what's our
gets it
goal?
first gets it.
To do our best!
I need to
we
keep
got a
people
new
coming back.
Our new goal to win every
Okay,
match.
this I can
To bring
vaguely
the
skip.
crystal- That's all we need to.
It won't be an expensive one. It might honestly just be like one channel point.
Victory! Victory! Victory!
I'll probably make it more than that, so it's like I'll probably make it like 500 to 1,000, just so that it's like people that actually do watch me can be the ones to get it.
Stay up. You're up.
We'll see.
But it was really my fault
actually-
to begin with.
What are the chances that within like
Thank
another
you so much for
1
your
to
help
2 hours
earlier.
I get another Aeon?
I'm
That
sorry
isn't
about
Ifrit
that.
or Shiva.
Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess
Low?
I
Okay, cool.
kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
By the way, something I really like about
I saw that
this
Aeon
over
thing.
pretty much like
That's
almost
amazing.
every other Final Fantasy that has summons. I like
Do you
that
think I
like
can
they
become High
have
Summoner?
They have Bahamut, they have Shiva, they have Ifrit. But they put in a bunch of new, unique ones.
Come play with me some more.
And I get, not annoyed, but I kind of hate that it's like in every Final Fantasy, it's like, here's Garuda, here's Shiva, here's Leviathan. It's the same ones constantly. I like that you have Valefor, you have Ixion, you have Yojimbo in this, so I like unique ones.
You can tell me all about Xanarkand.
We stand Cruise Chaser.
She's cute, yeah?
No Knights of the Round?
Don't
no
get no
Knights
ideas.
of the Round.
No promises there, big guy. Hey, but what if she,
No,
comes
I
on to me?
hate Final Fantasy VII
not going
for
to happen.
how many versions
If you get tired, let me know.
of
I had a bed made for you.
Bahamut there are. No more Bahamut.
Good.
Go away, Bahamut. Alright, and now we are back to whence we were. Yeah, FF7 has like 8 different Bahamuts. FF4 does also... Well, FF4 extra things has multiple Bahamuts. FF4 original only really has like 1.
Where's that boat?
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
You really sure this is okay?
I only remember fighting the one Bahamut.
Take
in
me to Xanarkand?
the 3D one that I played.
Hey. You said you'd go with me.
Why can't I just take both of you?
No, hey,
I thought Waka told you not to get any ideas.
He did?
So
So
awkward.
you're coming with me.
Hey, stop dreaming.
Hi, Jack. Hi again.
You with a...
Oh, cool. I can
Gonna
semi-skip this.
cry. Huh?
You have to...
But yeah, like
That's
FF7 has it's Bahamut. There's like Neo Bahamut. There's Zero Bahamut. There's Neo Bahamut Zero. There's
dead.
Future Bahamut from Advent Children. There's like 2 more in Crisis Core.
Chapu. I was surprised too, the first time.
It just annoys me. I'm like, make different things. There are new other dragons. Make one of them Shinryu.
You shouldn't have brought him here in the first
Oh my god. I forgot how many belts she has.
Excuses again?
Yeah,
From buying a used memory card and a full save file of FF7.
Enough, Waka.
Alternate world chaos embodiment of despair Bahamut. Future symbol of Hope Light Zero Mark II Bahamut. Like my characters like 20 titles to their title. One of my favorite lines in Game of Thrones is when Robert Baratheon is dying and he's having Ned write stuff, and he's like, he's previously mentioned all his titles, you know, King of the Realms, blah 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 blah, and he's like, for instance, just like,
he's dead.
Ah, Robert Baratheon, titles. It's just one of my favorite
He was with
lines in the
Crusaders
series.
when they fought Sin last year.
He didn't make it. I need to read the rest of those books.
I first heard on the day of
Finish the first
tournament.
one.
Oh,
I
so
have
that's
them.
why.
But also, I have no
became a
I have no
guardian to
faith
fight sin.
George R. R. Martin will
That was the
actually
idea.
finish that series.
I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next
I mean, I
tournament,
like
be a
them.
guardian
They're
full-time.
good, but
I know it kind of looks
the,
like
the
I'm using
show's
you,
ending sure wasn't.
but I'm not.
I mean, I owe you
The
a
Game
lot.
of Thrones ending is so disappointing to me.
You really helped me out, you know? What I mean is... Thanks,
Thanks.
Waka.
Stop! You're embarrassing me.
The problem with the Game of Thrones ending, I've talked about this a few times, where it's like, because Game of Thrones was constantly like moving towards that ending, every part of it was moving towards the ending. the ending being a cataclysm, like, destroys the series.
Hey,
Sword for
sleepyhead.
me!
Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yes, you're a guardian now.
Use it well.
This is a really cool sword that would not work in any
That's the
capacity.
sword you gave Chapu.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
The tip would break off 100% of the time? Probably, yeah. It's also way too thick to be, like, used in any effective manner. But, I don't care. Cool anime swords.
They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Man, okay. This was something that I
off
didn't
we go.
know. They really... This scene especially really gets across how young and inexperienced she is. She's not ready for this. And I think that's really interesting and really well written.
Here comes one now.
There's a dog!
Why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
I have sword, I will do that. I did it, I used the sword.
No problem.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday.
It's a
A flyer.
It's
My
a
kind of
thing! Is that a dodo? Please tell me this is called a dodo. No, it's a condor, okay. FF pro tip. Anyone who does not perform an action does not get EXP from it. Interesting. Okay. Do I not, Can I not put them in party? Oh wow, that's a really bad picture of her. I'm gonna assume next battle, they'll just be in it. Okay, I will after. Got it. There's just gonna be more tutorials on this way. Got it. It's a slime!
Like trouble.
Watch this.
I don't like the way this slime is. Okay, no, it's not slime, it's a flan. We're good.
Told ya. Only magic can beat that thing. If you can't beat him down, you
I
gotta use magic
I don't like the
to
meat inside of it.
Magic?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
Our catalyst is a Moogle! I hate Moogles, but that's cute. There are 4 elements: fire, ice, lightning, and water. Fire and ice are opposed, as are lightning and water.
Spells of ice work well against fire fiends, and ice fiends are weak against
Catalyst
fire magic.
changes depending on a weapon. Yeah, I mean, I
get
figured.
fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means...
Yeah, no, I know the weapons change. Thunder! Ooh, I do like it's the way it dies. Man, Lulu, all these clothes, all these belts, and I can still see your leg. Hot? Question mark take? I prefer if look never changes in battle.
Take your time.
I actually hate equipable weapons and armor showing up on RPG characters.
Let's get going, man.
Prefer their
Wait.
actual designs to be through. Weapons usually are fine. It's not as bad as armor.
You ready?
But I'm like, no, they have a design. I want to see that design.
What's going on?
We're leaving. Forever. I do like that they're taking him, but have not explained literally anything.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chapu didn't pray that day. Said he'd miss his boat.
Oh. So, okay. So, Waka, super religious. Understood. I'll pray with him. If for nothing else, out of, like, respect for Waka.
That should do it.
Alternate, like, full costumes are okay, because they're actively designed. Although I still generally do prefer the original design of characters. But I don't really like in an RPG series, the mismatch of items. In something like Skyrim, yeah, no, your stuff should show up. In that kind of game, it should definitely be there. But not in a game like this. Not in a Final Fantasy. Okay. This is a really strong showing for the start of a character I know is not actually done super well. Also, man, FF14 Hrothgars are not at all actually these creatures.
That's enough.
Who stole Titus's other short's leg? It was Sin's greatest sin, Waddle. Yeah, the right, the Ronzo is what they're called in this, and that's what they're called in the first.
What's with that guy?
But, like, it's just,
Of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the way of fighting.
People who really wanted this race must have, I feel like they must be so disappointed. I think the animations for them in 14 are, like, terrible.
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kamari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
Female Hrothgar are coming eventually. They have said that they are coming. Can I get up there? I'm gonna say no, I cannot get up there at the moment. Oh! Oh, I need to understand Al Bhed. Okay. I bet actually I could, no, I cannot. Kilika, Beaconel. Okay, I need to talk to a person, maybe? Can make some get. I don't have enough of the. I don't have enough to actually get it out. Other than there are people involved, their names given. Oh, hi. You seem very intimidating.
That's your department, right?
For this area.
True, but why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
Okay. Switching members during battle. Press LB during battle to switch in a character not currently being used. Just switch them in and they're ready to go. Get out of here, Titus.
Your first real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
I like when switching doesn't actually take movement. Frankly, though, as long as I can switch party members in, I'm happy. Oh, the summon animations are so good. Go get him, Sapensi! Kill! Sonic Wings! that did very little damage. But did delay it. Okay, so she can use all these. Given the rules of Final Fantasy, thunder is usually good on... No, actually, wind is usually good on flyers. What does the normal attack do? Eh. I assume the magic is actually Yuna, not the Aeon. No, okay, never mind. It is the Aeon. Okay. Sonic Boom! Sonic Wings! I counter the thing that you did. And then, finally, Thunder to finish them. Ooh, you can teach them new spells? Okay. Boom! Takes items, that's fine. I've gotten many rods. Can I equip you yet? Dark Touch. Magic plus 5, magic plus 3, and sensor. Well, that's the best one I have right now. Brotherhood. Clearly better. Official ball. Interesting that they all have their own armor type weapon too, or gear, not weapon. Oh, another big one.
Another one of those. No problem. Leave this one to me, huh?
Okay.
Say goodnight, birdie.
Dark. Wait, you use dark attacks? That is weird. Okay, is dark just blind actually though in this? Dark is just blind, okay. It's not the element of dark. I assume... No, okay, melee will still hit. Okay. Pop! And miss. Thunder! The little shuffle animation. I like that he really wants to hit Waka. Oh, this is a Garuda. Okay. Also, because I switched out Yuna who had sensor, I can't see what its HP is anymore. That's really interesting. Also, the Moogle going to attack is fantastic. Fuck. Sonic Boom! You missed. Oh, I didn't even realize that was Lulu. And now they're dead. There are battles where melees can't hit. Yeah, that makes sense. What is that ball made of? Hopes and dreams. And the spirit of competition. That's what it's made out of. Ah, I see. And now there's one for all of us. Yes, okay. I wish the symbol for attacking was a little more apparent. It's very easy to, like, not know who I'm targeting. The will to do your best. Maybe someday it'll be replaced with the drive for victory. I like it. I like that. Man, the The sound effects and the music of this game are just really good. They go really well together to create an incredible atmosphere. Like, if you didn't see the screen and you just had the audio for here, you'd still get a sense of what kind of environment you were in. I used to have the same music on loop to relax for hours. I totally get that. My go-to, like, I just need to relax and feel good song is the opening to the Tsukihime visual novel. Genshin's opening theme is also in that now, but there's something about Tsukihime's title song that's just like, it does things. It clears out all your worries. Sapensi, I'm shaking you. Jensen Impact. More like Jection Impact. Jeksha! Injection Impact? No! Let's not do that. Hey, kids, maybe you should, like, get off the bridge that's about to fall because it's connected to the boat that's gonna start moving.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's not actively connected to the boat. It is free hanging, actually. I'd like a cleaner view of the map, actually. Okay. Kilika was one of the things that I could actually make out on that Albed thing.
Boo.
Oh, hello? Where? How? What? Where are... What is happening? Titus, get off of him! Also, why is this man's vision just... Okay, he was using binoculars. This is theft, Titus. Yeah, really, casual assault, that's all it is. It's okay, rules are different in Sphera. He's got the sin brain, it's okay. Yup. Okay, at least he didn't fully stop there. He didn't stop before she noticed. He definitely looking, though. And now he's looking. She noticed, though. This man is a clown, and we love it. No, yeah, he and Zidane really are extremely similar characters.
Come to think of it, I haven't told you where we're going.
No, that's not a negative to
Kilika
either of
Island.
them. I just
Then we
never
change boats and head for
really
Luca.
noticed it.
For that though, Yuna's gotta pray at the temple. I'll be guarding.
Despite me
We'll be
remembering
praying for the Aurochs' victories too, so
Zidane
you come
on
along,
Destiny
yeah?
Island in place of Titus.
Great plan.
Hey, it is a great plan.
Don't look at me.
I ain't getting involved. Blitzball. I cannot interact with Blitzball. Hekimari. Oh, I can't even interact with you. Okay. I don't even get a ...
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
Technically, neither do I.
Word is that summoner's got noble blood.
Okay.
I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter?
Don't whom me. That's rude. Alright, let's go explore the ship, I suppose, then. Is this the bathroom? Oh, no, it's the captain's quarters. Or the pilot man, steering dude. Go take a nap, okay. game really likes me taking naps. Sure, let's use the binoculars. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry for stealing your binocs, sir, and jumping on your head, and probably giving you a concussion. Now can I have the binoculars? First you play as how it's tropical, then you complain about naps? I mean, I'm not complaining. The game just really wants me to keep taking naps.
Clothes you're wearing.
They sure are. It's a merchant man!
Filthy, filthy. These won't sell. All me name's not a waka.
But what if your name's not a waka? You don't know that.
Don't look like you got much money either.
I mean, that's true.
I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, really.
A waka the 23rd.
23rd? Who? Oh.
Don't know me? Well, not many do.
Once you get past the 3rd, you should stop naming your kid the same name. Maybe, like, give them a new name. Chocobos! Let's set them on fire!
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room.
Chocobos deserve to burn.
Yeah, but why the big birds?
What's so strange about chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo? What kind of backwater island did you come from?
I'm all sinned up. Don't worry about it.
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
I used to hate chocobos. I've actually kind of softened on them. Big horse birds are okay. I still want to set them on fire, though.
But someday, the night...
Oh, you're not even impressive. Here, have 100 gil.
I guess it pays to ask. Thank you kindly. Fine seed money for the Oaka merchant empire.
Oh, do I have to give him, like, all of it at once? Is it not cumulative? I'm gonna steal from you guys. A remedy? Gotten seasick, I'm gonna whirl. Seems real sick, yeah? Yeah. Okay, goodbye. He needs a total of 10,001 for prices to be actually cheaper. Yeah, so I gave him 100. It's a start. Okay, I can't...
Restricted area.
Okay, wait, where do I take a nap then? Because down there, the chokibos. Oh wait, actually probably in here. There were beds. I think these are beds? Okay, no, never mind. Alright, well, I've been everywhere. I've seen the chokibos. I suppose we go back up top and see what has happened. Hi, Waka.
So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
Oh, right, I learned about Yunaka. I should talk to him.
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple.
Words are hard.
Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
Right.
It's tough.
So she's not, like...
Your father's famous.
She's not particularly actually good at things yet. She's not prepared, but she has...
lacking in the imagination.
She has a lot of, like, legacy on her shoulders.
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
It's okay. We appreciate a himbo. Wait, Lulu, where are you going? I want to talk to you.
I don't know.
Okay, you say the same things. Got it. Characters moving in, like, actual real time is super interesting. Doesn't really happen in Final Fantasies a lot. Usually they just, like, go to where they gotta go.
The wind. It's nice.
Wind is nice. Look at these awkward teenagers. Okay, stop flailing around like a weirdo. Yeah?
You're a blitzball player, aren't you?
True.
From Xanarkin, right?
Yeah.
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
The toxins are spreading.
Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
I mean, he believes you're a blitzball player.
But I believe you.
Do you?
Huh?
Do you?
I heard in Xanarkin there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
How?
Great blitzball
How would you
tournaments are
know
held
that?
there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
Yeah, actually, how do
A
you know
man
that?
named Jack told me.
Oh, okay.
He was my father's guardian.
Dad.
Jacked. My father. His name is Jacked.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of
I mean,
Yevon.
this is under the assumption that it's the same person, which of
Sounds
course
like him, but
Titus
it can't be him.
Titus can assume that it is, but
Why not?
My old man. He died.
Did he die or
10
did he
years
disappear?
ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day.
Yeah, he disappeared.
And no one's
That's
seen him
different.
since then.
That's different than dying. It could totally have been him.
Why, that's the day that Jack came to Spira.
But
yeah, like
It's true, I first met Jack 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was the day my father left.
so it is the same person.
The date fits, doesn't
What
it?
miraculous encounters this is.
yeah, but how would he get here?
Did he floated? How did you get here?
Are you not?
Like, how did you get here? You fell in the ocean and then you floated and drifted. Uh-oh. Well, this is definitely not good. Is it a regular monster or is it a sin monster? Or is it just big wave? No, that's a big one. No, don't let her go. Oh no, you let her go. Good job, Kamari. To be fair, uh-oh. Hello? Video game? Okay, it's back. That was weird. Green. We're not allowed to look at Sin. Just we've been infected with the Sin toxin. Yes, I did also get a green screen.
What do you think you're doing?
We've been infected by the Sin toxin. We just remember green.
Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
They're willing to sacrifice the summoner to save the people of the island. Valid. Can't blame them. It's green again. What is happening? The Sin toxins. The Sin toxins they're in our minds and our brains. I genuinely don't know what's going on. I think this problem only happens with this cutscene. Oh, is this a thing that other people have experienced? No, I know there's others I harm. It's just like the whole like religion aspect is really funny when like, yeah, no, you can just die. I'm saving my people. Get hecked. Okay. So we have 3 baseline here. And then we have the boss beyond them. Yuna, let's... Ooh, Waka's hurt. Oh, no, he's not. That's his charge. Okay. Okay, so I can still see their HP now. Weird. Ew, Kamari, why you do so weak damage? Wings start to flicker. Well, that's not good. Probably. I just... No one saw that. None of you saw what just happened. I was trying to target the boss, but it wasn't there anymore.
The fin! Attack the fin!
I was trying to, Waka, and you hit yourself in the head with your blitz ball. Regular sword attacks cannot hit targets at a distance, such as Sin's fin. Attack these enemies using magic or Waka's blitzball attacks. I accidentally had Waka attack himself. I could use Sapensi, and I might use Sapensi, but... Sinsuke. Wait, oh, there's Sinsuke. God, okay. Boss Sin, okay. Yeah! Good job, Waka. You're gonna defeat Sin by hitting it with a blitz ball. Alright, let's see what we can do with the summon here. I would like them to... I probably can speed it up. There was a speed up option. But the way FF9 did summons was the best. Where the first time you summon them, you get the full... summon animation. And then every time after that, you get... I think it's like a 1 in 20 chance of seeing the full one, otherwise it does a short animation. Which is like, yeah, good. It's still... No, okay, I can only attack the Sin Scales right now. I almost attacked myself again. So the Aeons have their own health pool, and when they run out, they just go down until... Is it the next battle, or next time you heal them? Like, do you have to do a thing to heal them? So you visit a healing spot, okay. Save point heals? Got it, okay. Big sad that I didn't kill it, because it's that thing's gonna finish off Sapensi here. Oh! Shield boost! Interesting, okay. The summons right now don't feel super worth it. I mean, they protect your units, right? So they're a whole different... They're basically like a shield in that regard. A shield that does damage. But... like, I feel like we were doing more damage... We were doing more damage without being it than being in it. Summon overdrives are strong. Oh, did it? Okay, okay. I didn't realize I was fully charged, honestly. Waka. Right, okay. Do not attack Yuna like I almost just did. Switch to Lulu. Nuzlocke FF10 challenge? Nah. Nah. Got it, so the overdrives are where the big damage is. Actually, Titus, let's cheer. The defense, if nothing else, will be good to have. But Waka will now take advantage of this to hit the Sin. I should have switched her to Kamari for this section. Oh, okay, okay. I see. Hitting left and right targets between them and us, up and down is between things of the same section. Okay, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. It's okay, this is all about learning early on. Nope. Black magic. Thank you. The Nule. Okay, it changes though, because now up and down is between sections and left and right. I guess it's the perspective that determines it. But that would be why I smacked myself before. Okay, next time Titus goes, we'll switch in Yuna to do some healing. I feel like Sin should have destroyed this ship by now. I feel like this still being here is kind of wild. Heal that walkie walkie woo! Ooh, okay. Cure is really good right now. Because that was like his whole health almost. Man, they do a lot of damage though. Kaboom! I just love the idea of, yeah, I'm gonna go fight this god by smacking it with a blitz ball. Yuna's magic power is very high if she learns black magic by a message. She'll out it even Lulu. Good to know. Okay. Fire! Yeah, okay, it's all doing the same amount. Oh, I think I did it though. Oh! Just ripped the whole crossbow off. I still love that we're not even getting a full look at Sin. We're getting a look at parts of it. But the whole thing, don't know what it looks like still. with Ultima is OP. Well, anyone that can use Ultima is generally OP. Oof. Is he... I assume he's going to, like, check for Sin. To see if it's still around or if it's actually gone. Yeah, I know anyone can... Oh, never mind, he's looking for us! Wait, is Sin after us? Yeah, I know anyone can learn anything, but I mean, like, actually learn it. Because, like, in FF8, and, well, FF8 is weird, because you basically build everyone into anything. But, like, people who, like, naturally or as the progression intends can learn it. Yeah, but FF10 is the same technically in that anyone can learn it, but there are clearly intended routes for certain characters. Jellyfish! Big jellyfish. Alright, what do we got? Let's cheer first. Get some attack and defense going here. And let's blind them. There are other enemies. Okay. We're gonna blind the boss and then we'll start taking them out. Oop. Okay, cool. They're going down easy. I like that Wakka's Blitzball does more damage than Titus's sword. Okay, they're just gonna keep coming. Oh, no, that was them coming back from their animation. Okay. Oh, he didn't do as much that time. Blender. Oh, no, maybe, actually. Ouchies. Yeah, man, I don't know actually who does more. Alright, heal thyself, Wakka. Okay, they are coming back. So I should just focus on Boss Man. Oh, is he not? He's not blind anymore. Ooh. Let's blind him again. And for the last time, that's all of Wakka's MP. No, I gotta attack the ads again. Don't kill me, please. Eee. How many high potions do I have? Ouchies! Ouchies! Oh! Oh, once they attack me, they leave. Okay. And then they come back, but... Interesting. Oh yeah, don't worry. I learned long ago in Final Fantasies, getting potions, and especially tents, if they're in the game, is important. We will stock up on that stuff. Especially if it's a game that takes away your healer a bunch. Blender again, okay. This does like a bit of over 100 damage to everybody. I should cheer again. Oh wait, did I win? Nope, never mind. There's just people coming back in. Ouchies. Alright, Titus gotta heal himself. Because if boss uses Blender next, Titus will die. Ugh, the ads! The ads! I know it's probably not important with your party style, but killing the ads does give you more HP. Oh, good to know, actually. I'm taking them out more so that they don't keep hurting me. It's not gonna use Blender again. Actually, even if it will, we'll probably live. Show me that drain touch. Why? Okay. Titus, heal thyself. Waka. Hit the boss, because then we'll have some opportunities to get them next time. Right, I wanted to cheer, also. But alright, let's just cheer here. I feel like this will be better for us overall than killing that, killing the ad. Oh, Blender, not good. Let's see how much it reduces the damage by. An amount, but not the amount that I want. Oh, wait. I think that was it. The ads are dying and it's shaking. And it did a dramatic camera angle. Kaboom! Hooray! Oh! Oh, because that counted as the same battle as the Sin one. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, it's still going to the island. Well, goodbye, village. Even if Sin itself doesn't do anything here, this tidal wave is going to demolish this village. Goodbye, NPC face people. Oof. Yep, there's the wave. And it... Ooh. Dude, at the velocity this thing's moving, these people are dead, like, just straight up without Sin, and being sucked up into a vortex. That wave is going to demolish anyone it hits. This really sets up Sin as a very interesting force of nature type villain. Villain antagonist? We're getting a decent view of Sin here. Still not all of it, though. But now we have at least some kind of... We have a concept now of what Sin, like, is.
When Sin attacked Xanarkand that day, I woke up in Spira.
Maybe these people are all waking up in Xanarkand.
I kept hoping it would work in reverse, too.
Yeah,
I will
they're all dead.
Defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
I was just fooling myself.
Oh, lap pillow.
Maybe it
Nice.
was that day, on the sea, under the burning sun.
I feel like...
I started to give up hope.
I feel like we could solve some of these problems.
I was in a foreign world.
By not living on the
wasn't
coast.
Going home.
Not all of them. I'm sure Sin could get you inland too.
This was my new reality.
But
and I was stuck in it for good.
If Godzilla was coming repeatedly, I would not be living on the coast of that he's appearing on. Sin doesn't necessarily come from the ocean. It seems like he comes from the ocean. Like I said, I don't think inland would avoid it, but well, okay. The shot of this island specifically, yeah, okay, there's not a whole lot of inland to go, actually.
Greetings. I am the summoner Yuna. I have come from the temple in Besaid.
Oh, milady summoner!
If there is no other summoner here, please allow me to perform the sending.
Thanks, BT.
Our loved ones. We fear
Why
they
is
would
he
become
Scottish?
Fiends.
Please, take me to them.
Okay, so if Sin kills and you don't get purified, you become monster. Or at least that's what they believe.
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
If anyone dies at all, okay. Nothing here. I was hoping for a chest. Sin just happens to kill a lot of people. Yeah, well, that'll happen. Oh, let's, do a little sphere upgrading. Wait, Titus first. Move to this location. Yes. Return to main menu. No. Let's get... raise strength by 1 point. Ah, okay. Yeah. I have learned the ability to run away like a little coward man. The navigation of this is a little cumbersome. I'm not gonna lie. Running away is a super useful ability. I don't feel like I should need a special skill to do it. Let's do Lulu next. Ooh. Okay, right. She's got her basic skills already. Yes. And then... speed there. And mana here. Yeah. Now, do I need to spend points to go backwards also? It seems like I do. But I'm not sure. Yes, okay. So if, like, once I get the unlocks here, if I want to come get these, I'll have to go all the way back. Okay. I don't hate that. Null Blaze. And then Null Shot. No. To Waka. Waka Waka Woo. How about you? Scan. It's movement on the sphere grid is a little weird. Okay, so all stats there. Yeah, we can go back now. Okay. But you didn't upgrade Kimori! Who cares? What do you want? We're not open. Give me your money. Titus, watch your step. It's not safe this way. Spear Grid is definitely cool, but its awkwardness is why I don't think it's necessarily better than the Crystarium or FF2. So it's not the necessarily pure like implementation of it, because it is old and it's a little cumbersome, but just the concept of it is really, really interesting. I like it a lot better. The Crystarium in 13 is just like, it's very linear. Although I don't know how linear this is or not. I do like the license board is really cool.
Somewhere?
The license board is a very similar concept to
You truly are clueless. Are you
to the
sure
sphere
it's
grid.
just your memory that's the problem? The dead need guidance.
Sucks for them. Just be guided. Just be better. Like, have good eyes.
Filled with grief over their own death, they refuse to face their fate.
Valid. Me
They
too.
yearn to live on and resent those still
Oh,
alive.
me too. That'd be me if I died. But I will live forever
You see,
because I'm a cool slime
they
boy.
envy the living. And in time, that envy turns to anger, even hate. Should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends.
The transitions they use on these are really, really interesting.
Sad, isn't it? The sending takes them to the far plane, where they may rest in peace.
I mean, like, they're just, a lot of them are just simple fades, but the way they fade and how fast they fade is really actually interesting. It makes for very dynamic, different shots to usual. She's a Jesus! She can walk on the water! Oh! Oh, these are like, not graves, but like, symbols of each person who died. Actually, they might be each person who died. In like a coffin. What if Sin attacked again during this? The music in this game has been incredible so far. Like, FF music traditionally has really good music, but like, every song so far has been really, really good. I like how attentive to this Titus is, because this is his first real look at the way this world works. I mean, he's also looking at Yuna, but, like, this is so alien to him, and he's really seeing the weight of things and how important summoners, but Yuna, are to this world. It's like he's putting aside his usual jokey demeanor, and he's really, like, actually paying attention.
It must be tough.
Have a good night, Quas. Have a good night, Hawu. I hope you
Yuna
guys
chose
sleep
her own
well.
path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end?
Until the end.
What's the end?
Death. Listen, he's like triple Sin touched now. Like, leave him alone.
Until she defeats Sin.
I like that everyone just turns to look at him, though.
Oh.
I hope I did okay.
You did a good job, girl.
You did very well.
Oh, good. Give her the head pat.
They've reached
She deserves
the
the
far
head
plane
pat.
by now, but no tears next time. Hmm?
I wished there would never be a next time.
Yeah, well.
No more people being killed by Sin. No more sendings for Yuna. Everyone stood there watching her.
Obviously, he
It
doesn't
was
think that that could
strange,
actually happen,
and
but that is,
somehow
like...
horrifying.
That is the hope
I
you
never
should,
wanted to see
you
it
should
again.
want, right? Like, it's like, this amount of destruction, the weight that she has to put on herself to do this act. It would be best if we don't actually see more of that. But it's gonna keep happening. Alright, I think that will actually be it for today. I am a bit tired. We shall be continuing this. This shall be now the Monday and Tuesday slot. So on Monday, there shall be more Final Fantasy X. And we shall be doubling up on it over time. Tomorrow, we shall be, completing... what's it called? Silent Hill 4, The Room. But for now, I'm going to send you over to a cool flesh-tubing nice friend of mine who is playing the Fire Emblem 3 Houses. But yes, I shall see you all in the future. Bye-bye now.